Uh, okay, recording in progress. That's cool. Okay, so we'll wait a few more moments and see before we start. So we hope that you are all keeping well and safe in your part of the world as we are here. I'm coming to you from Dublin, Ireland. Anand and Connie are in Paris, at our head office. So, and we have Isla in the background as well, who is assisting us as well. So a lot of work going on from our team. So we are looking at, yeah, thank you, Suresh. Yeah, that's good. So what time are we at now? We're at 9 a.m. Are we? I think we are, yeah. So we have two sessions today. The first session is now, and then we will have a second session at 4 p.m. this afternoon. And in both sessions, we will be taking questions and answers. And please feel free to, you see the Q&A button here. You can ask questions there, and we'll try to endeavor to answer them as quickly as we can. And then we can also take a session at the end, a Q&A session at the very end of the program, at the very end of the webinar. So I think we're looking at, it's still climbing. It's 52 at the moment. So we'll hang on a second and see. What have we got here? Good morning, everyone. Okay, questions are gone. Okay, cool. Chat, there's a lot of chat in here. Great stuff. Okay. Thank you, Mary, for your welcome note, and greetings from Saharan India, from Sydney, from Macedonia, Azerbaijan, Pakistan, Palestine. Good morning, everyone. I'm Chef from India. So you can see the World Chefs is a truly global organization. And, we talk about the power of our white jacket. And this is great to see. Really, really, really wonderful to see so many of you joining us today. So more messages coming in from the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, a lot of these places are on our list. Hello from Indonesia again. Herzegovina. Great stuff. Excellent. Still climbing. Still coming in. Okay. So we have 56. So will we start, Anand? Do you want to?
Yeah, John.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we can start.
Yeah, so we can. I mean, it's being recorded, so people can. Yeah. So okay. So as we said, we're good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, or whatever part of the world you're in. Again, welcome to you all. So we will start off with the little agenda that we have here. So, Anand, if you want to press it. Okay, so what we're going to do here, first of all, we're going to start by introducing you to the approved certification centers, what they mean, and so on and so forth. And then the new school application process, which has been redeveloped, and Anand has played a great role in that. And also then we're going to look at then, if you're already a recognized school, the options for having your programs mapped and so on and so forth. And then at the end, then we will take a Q&A session. So the first thing is, so what is the Worldchefs Approved Center? Okay, so this is, it's a prestigious recognition that demonstrates an institution's commitment to delivering programs of the highest level of quality achievable in culinary education. So I know that there may be some of you here today who may not be familiar with the program, but just to give you a very quick history of it, this was established in around 2010 by the Education Committee. So what we did was, in the process of developing this program, we wanted to identify what we call the standards that we would expect a school to meet within its programs, with its delivery, with its facilities, and so on and so forth. So we base those 12 steps, if you like, we call them the global standards that we use. And today, we can proudly say that we have over 140 schools in our program. And these are schools from all across the world, very, very high standard in schools. amazing facilities, and just it's great to have these schools on board because they become part of our World Chefs Education Partner Program. So it's a really, really good program. And this is the next phase, if you like, because World Chefs, we don't stand still. We like to keep, improving all the time. And this is another step in that process. So we now have, the Approved Certification Center, and that's what we're going to be talking about next. Thanks, Anand. Okay, so these are the key benefits of being, a Worldchefs Approved Certification Center. You can see here that it gives you an opportunity to showcase your training programs that meet the latest global culinary standards. And again, World Chefs are very conscious that, we live in a changing world. There is a lot of challenges out there, certainly most recently with the pandemic and so on and so forth. And, we're here to kind of, encourage schools and help schools as best we can. And then we want to be able for you to be able to promote your institution's dedication to professional excellence, and for you to be able to attract the best talent coming to your school. Also, then we have our fast track program, which again is part of the certification. We'll be speaking about that during this presentation. So that gives your students access to fast track certification, which we will talk about during the presentation. And then we have what we call the digital badge. The digital badge is, we're now moving into a digital era, where in the past it would have been, certificates, physical pieces of paper and so on, so forth. Now you can have a digital badge which can be downloaded onto your phone. You can promote it onto your social media platforms and so on and so forth. And this is the way we're moving forward. So it's part of what we call digital credentials. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well later on. And then obviously then, you have an opportunity then also to showcase your educators, because, education won't happen without these people. And we fundamentally believe in this within World Chefs, that educators need to be recognized as well. So you can provide digital badges to your educators who will illustrate the school's commitment to delivering the programs, again, at the highest quality. So, this can all be done as part of this whole process. So we'll learn more now as we move on. Thanks, Nat. And this is how you become a World Chefs. I'm going to let Anand talk about this one here.
Sure. Thank you, John. Thank you for explaining the introduction to Certification Center and some of the key benefits. So, guys, now we can look at the potentially new schools that are looking to be a part of Worldchefs Education Network, that wants to get recognized by Worldchefs. And how do you do that? How do you make the account, and how do you upload evidence and your documents so we can review that? So we're going to look into that. So moving to the next slide. So basically, in order to access the page where you can get all the information on how to become a recognized school, you have to go to worldchefs.org. That is our homepage. That is our main website. And you can hover the cursor over training and certification. And on the left-hand side, you will see an option recognized school. Under that, you will see become a Worldchefs recognized school. So once you click on that, you will be redirected to a page which has the benefits. It talks about the benefits. It talks about a little bit what John mentioned, the key benefits, the key features, and also the process and the 12 steps, as John alluded to just moments ago. And then at the end of all these steps, you will see there are two options. There are two buttons, so you can apply, or you can track an application. So for the first time, people who are looking to make an account and then start the application process, you can click on apply. And then as soon as you click on apply, you will be redirected to a sign up page. So on that page, you will have the opportunity to provide us with the basic information, like the first name, last name of the person who is creating the account on behalf of the school, email address, country, and then you can set the password. So this is how you create your school account. Okay. And then once you create this account, you will be immediately logged in. You can log in, and then you can actually get access to your dashboard. Within the dashboard, as you can see, as soon as you log in, everything will be in red because you haven't started the application, right? So as as you move forward in the application, as you go ahead and start uploading documents, providing us information, these red boxes will turn into green. So that's how you keep a track of the application as well. And there are different parts of the account as well. You can see that there's a messaging option there, which I'm going to show you in a second. There's map your program, digital badging, change form, settings, FAQ. There's a help option as well, and then you can sign out from the account, and you can come back in. So you can take time. You don't have to submit all the application in one go. You can come back later, and then you can continue from where you left off. Okay. Moving on to the next slide here. So this is how the application looks like. This is a 5-part application. So the first part is general information. This their name, their resume, and John, feel free to jump in if I'm missing anything.
Yeah, sure. No, yeah, good. Yeah.
It's an extensive application. So yeah, we would ask all the culinary director details in the second step, and then the third step is the faculty credential. So this is basically, and I think John, we need to start with the 5, right, in the beginning.
Yes.
Five
Yeah.
faculties. Yes. So once you provide with the faculty credentials, then a little bit of information about the educational programs in the 4th step. And then in the last step, you have to provide us with the documents pertaining to if you have licenses and so on and so forth.
Yeah, we would be asking them to provide us with the copies of the program details, so then we can see the actual programs themselves, what's involved. That would also include, Anand, that would also include like assessment rubrics and stuff like that, you know, because so we can see how the actual programs, how the students' work is assessed and so on and so forth. So it just gives us a clear understanding. I think another point as well there that's important to remember is that, and I know you'll talk about it later on, but they also have an opportunity to review the application, go back to it, and just fine tune it if they want to. And you're dead right. They don't have to rush this application. You know, take the time to just do it properly. You know.
Exactly. So the option that you see at the bottom is save and continue. So you can actually go back to, let's say, if you're on step 2nd, you can go back to step 1, and then you can change some information if you want to update. And then you do have opportunity to make changes as you go along, as John mentioned. And in the end, you can do a final review before submitting the application. So that's that. Moving on. So this is what I was mentioning. So once you move along in the application, you'll be able to see that you have finished uploading all the information, the documents, providing the information, and then the boxes will turn green. So this is how you can keep a track of your application.
Do with maybe the hours of teaching or the number of students or something. It could be a simple thing, but again, it's just an opportunity to be able to go back and just review it and see, have you got the correct information in there? Because we have had instances where sometimes it still stays red, but and the reason for that is because you can't submit the application until they're all green.
Exactly. So you must provide all the required information in order to submit the application.
Yeah, and if they have issues, they can reach out to us anyway. There's no problem.
Exactly. So that's actually my next point that I was coming on. So the help section that I mentioned. So let's talk about the messages option first. So you do have an opportunity to send us a message from your account. You don't have to send us an email. I mean, you're more than welcome to if you want to, but then the best way is to click on messages, and then you can send directly a message for us to respond and to get a faster response, actually. So any questions on the application, or if you're in the middle of the application, you don't understand what document or what information you have to provide at a certain point in the application, or if you have any question, any technical question, any question regarding the application itself, like I mentioned, just send us a message and we'll get back to you. Okay?
I think might be at this point it might be worth just mentioning that, you know, the application should be in English where at all possible. I know we do sometimes receive some documents. They may be asked for those documents to be translated. So it's just you know, people don't understand that.
Yeah, we recommend that you fill out the application in
Yeah,
English. It's easy for us to review. The review process is much more easier and
yeah,
faster that
yeah,
way.
yeah, absolutely.
So moving on to the help section. So basically, in the help section, you'll be able to see there's a form that you can fill out. If you so apart from messages, that's just another way for you to get help from us. Okay, so moving on. So now we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk to the schools that are already part of Worldchefs Education Network. So this is specifically, this section is for them. Because once you are once you are a recognized school, then what exactly you can do when it comes to mapping, badging, and if you have any changes in the school and your institution as well. So we're going to talk specifically to those schools and what exactly they can do and how they can access their account. So the first thing is actually the accessing your account, how you can do that. So all you have to do is, again, go to worldchefs.org. That is the main website of Worldchef. That's the main homepage. And then at the top right corner, you will see there's an option called sign up/login. So once you hover the cursor, and once you take a cursor over there, you will see there's a drop down. So the first option is Worldchefs Online Community. And the second option is Recognized School Application. So this is the option where you have to click on in order to go to the same login page that I showed you. So we've been getting a lot of questions and emails in the past, especially after the first webinar that we did in the same topic, that how can I log in? I'm already a recognized school. How can I log in and get into this new dashboard? So this is exactly how you do that. Okay. And as soon as you are on this sign-in screen, you can try to log in. Let's say if you have your credentials for the old account, because this is the new system, right? So from the old system, if you remember your credentials, if you try to log in, you will see a message which is in the red, which says that your account has been migrated from the previous version. So you need to reset the password in order to log in again and get access to this new account that you have. Okay, so it's really important that you reset the password. And how do you reset that? There's an option just below which says forgot password. Click here to reset. It's as simple as that. Once you click on that, you provide us with the email address, and then we will send you the password reset link in your email, and then you'll be able to set up a new password, and then you can log in into your new account. Okay. And as soon as you log in, you will see all the boxes will be green already because you are a already recognized school, right? Because you have already done the application, your program was already approved, and you're part of the Worldchefs Education Network. So all the boxes will be already green, okay? What you can do is that if you're looking to map your program, which is actually the next step, and in order to become a part of the Worldchef Certification Center, is to map your program. So you simply click on the option on the left-hand side which says map your programs. So once you click on that, you will be seeing a screen like this, which will have instructions, steps on how this process works, and then you'll be able to download the templates. They're Word documents, as you can do three Word documents. And then you can download those. You can go ahead and fill those out, and then you have the opportunity to upload them as well. As you can see, there's an upload option there. You can review, and then you can submit. John, do you want to talk a little bit about in terms of the documents itself?
Yes, I do actually, and thank you. It's important with the document itself. The details that we would require would be very much the details of the programs that you're looking to have us map against two levels. So we have the Commis Chef badge or the Commis Chef certificate, and we have the Chef de Partie certificate. They're the two badges that we tend to map within the schools. So what we have is you have different levels. So if you're running a program, say a minimum 1 year culinary arts program or professional cookery program or whatever, that would would map with the commis chef level. If it's more than a 2-year program, let's say it's a diploma program, that would definitely map against the chef de partie badge. Now, it's important also as well that when you are providing us with the information, that you complete the application form in the section that you're asked to provide it, and along with that then attach those programs so that we can then verify, because from our side here we would need to look at that and say, yeah, okay, this matches, this maps, this whatever. And once that's done, it's very simple. What happens then is the next process, and Anand will talk about it shortly. We take it to the next step, and the next step is very simple. It's just all we do from the school's point of view is, all you have to do is submit a list of students, their names, their details, and so on and so forth. And then the badge issuing process is very straightforward. You pay a fee per badge, and then once that fee has been received, the badges are then issued through our issuing platform, which is called Credly.
Exactly. Thank you, John. And I also want to point out that in the step 1, as you can see on the screen, you will be able to download the handbook, which is your guide. So if you have any questions, you can refer to that as well. And I also want to mention another important thing is that please do not send documents via the messages channel, because we've seen in the past that we've gotten some documents via the messages, which kind of breaks up the process. So when you upload the documents here, that is the proper channel, and then we'll be able to review that. And then once we make a decision, you'll get an email. If when your mapping application has been approved, you'll get an email saying that, and then you'll be able to come back in and log in, and you can proceed to the badging part.
I think it's important also, Anand, to say, sorry, and I meant to mention it earlier on, and you're making a very good point there. So with the schools submitting their completed mapping application forms, everything must go through the system, because then, as part of our quality auditing system that we have with our partners, City and Guilds, the City and Guilds actually, they're part of this, because the badges themselves, the program itself was developed in partnership with City and Guilds, so they're part of the quality auditing system with us. So that's why we want to make it, it's a credible program. So every transaction and every interaction that has taken place between the school and whatever, if there's inquiry about applications, everything is recorded for quality audit purposes. And it's really, really important that, because we want to ensure that we want to make sure that people are confident that, what they're getting is a quality audited product. It's really important, especially for students as well.
Exactly. And John, you said that better than anyone, because we don't want to receive documents via email, because then again, that goes against the quality assurance steps.
Absolutely.
Everything must be done on the system itself, and then so we can keep track of everything. You'll be getting emails on each and every step.
Yeah. And I mean, the first step in that whole process is the first step, and you make a very good point as well. The first step there is, because if they've already been accepted as a quality school, well, then that's for us, that reassures us that, they will, that will continue with the mapping process as well. So it's very important.
Exactly. So moving on to the next option, as John already mentioned, is the digital badging. So once your program's been mapped, you will have access to this option on the left-hand side, which is digital badging. And as soon as you click there, again, you will see a bunch of steps there for you to understand how this process works for badging. And then you'll be able to download the templated files there. So you can see there's a download section there. You'll be able to download those files, fill them out. So basically, you have to provide us with the student information, the students that will be that we're supposed to be issuing badges to, right? So their first and last name and their email addresses. And
it's important also, Anand, it's important. Sorry, it's important also that the information that they give us is absolutely correct, because we won't take responsibility, because when we put it through our system, whatever has been submitted on that template, that's what comes out on the certificate. So people need to understand that they need to make sure that it's the correct name and so on and so forth. Sometimes we get names where it might just have one letter and a full stop or whatever, but they need to make sure that all the information is correct, because we can't take responsibility. Worldchefs don't take responsibility. All we can do is use the information and data that we receive.
Exactly. And that's a good point, because it's always better to do a double check. If you have any special characters or if you have any spelling mistakes, then you can correct those before uploading this document and before submitting that. So it's basically the CSV file that you can upload and then submit. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, if you have any questions within any step, you can send us a message. Like I mentioned, you can fill out the form in the help section, and then we can help you with that. Okay, so moving on to the next step, there's an option called change form on the left-hand side. You'll be able to see that. So this is basically, let's say, if you have done any changes, or if there has been any changes in your institution program itself, any leadership changes, let's say the culinary director profile changed, or if there's a new person taken in charge, then you can basically download this form. There's a change form, renewal change form, and then you can let us know what changes has been done, and then upload that, and then we will review that, and then once we approve that, you will again get an email that your change request has been approved. So you'll be getting these emails all along the application process, like I showed earlier, and also each and every steps in mapping and badging, and also the change form request.
Yeah, and it's also important from our point of view that we have, the current contact details for whoever the person we deal with, and that's contained in the change form as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we can take. We have quite a bit of time to take the question. Okay, so John, I think we have two questions in the Q&A so far.
Okay, so this is as I am already a chef, I have 1 year diploma in culinary arts and 25 years cooking experience, like worldwide. So that is possible that I can be certified from WAX. I'm assuming that this is an individual application. So what they can do is they can go onto our website, and it depends on the level that they're working at. Let's say if they're working as a chef de partie, well, then they can apply for the chef de partie badge. So what they do is they go onto our website, they follow the steps for, to read the handbook first, just to make sure that it's the right level. And if that's the level they're working at, well, then they proceed, pay the fee, and then they're taken onto our application platform, and they complete the application, provide the evidence that's required, and that evidence is then assessed and reviewed, and if it's acceptable, well, then it goes forward for issue. If it's the case that additional evidence is required, well, then the candidate will get a message through the contact diary requesting that whatever that evidence is, and once that evidence has been provided and approved, well, then it goes then to the next stage. The next stage is where it's verified by an internal verification person, and then the badge is issued. And the badges are issued online. We don't send hard copies of badges or of certificates. Everything is done online, so it's important that the email address that they send us from the start is the same email address that we will use to send their certificate stroke badge. So I hope that answers that question for them. Okay, sorry for that. It's saying here, okay, worldwide. Word mistake in my question. Oh, okay. So I think we've answered that now. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you're gonna answer this one, and
yeah, that's I think that was the same person.
oh, okay.
Same part of that question. But I do want to mention that we have to keep in mind that everyone listening in is that this application is purely for schools.
Yeah.
Represent a school, if you are, making this account on behalf of the school, then this is the right platform. This is the right webinar. But in case if you're looking to make a individual account, a Worldchefs account, then you have to choose the option from the top right corner of the screen that I showed, the Worldchefs online community. So that is the page where you can actually create the individual accounts. Because we've seen in the past, we did receive some signups, which turned out to be individual accounts and not the school account or a school representative account. So please keep that in mind. Thank you.
Yeah, I see another question here from Dohan. So he's asking, where is the Worldchefs Center location placed? Well, our head office is based in Paris. I think it might be just good to clarify the point that Worldchefs Center, that's our administration offices. But Worldchefs itself, just for those who may not know, Worldchefs itself is, the governing body for chef associations across the world. So we have 100 member countries, and each of those countries has their own chef association. So I don't know if that's answered that question. See, he's asking me again, when do you start the year? So there is no start. I'm just curious that this person might think that this is a school that we're running when it's actually not. So if it's because we're talking about recognized schools, we're talking about schools that already exist and schools that are already partners of ours, but also schools that may not be partners of ours and they're the schools we would like to welcome into our system. I suppose I'm just thinking about the Worldchefs Certification Center, and I think it's probably worth clarifying that, because while we've spoken about the process involved and so on and so forth, about how did they become an approved center? Like, once their program has been mapped and it has been successfully approved, and they have then started to issue badges to their students, that school will then receive the status of Worldchefs Certification Center. So that's how that works. So again, it's just something for us. It's giving recognition from Worldchefs to the school, because they're working with us in partnership to help us to promote the certification and the badges. So I just want to make that point clear.
That's great. Thanks, Sean. And I think we can do the poll now, just to understand our audience better. So the first question in the poll is, are you already a Worldchefs recognized school? You could answer yes or no. The second question is, how likely are you to apply to become a Worldchefs Approved Certification Center, or recommend your school to do so? So you can apply by very likely, likely, neutral, unlikely, and very unlikely.
Okay.
So we'll wait for people to vote. It's 27% people voted so far. John, do you want to mention anything else about the Approved Certification Center? Any other benefits that you want to highlight?
Well, I think one of the things that we would do as well is, and I think we've spoken about it earlier, is that when they do become a Worldchefs Certification Center, as part of that process, they will also be, and I'm talking about the initial application when they've been successfully approved, they will then be invited to an onboarding call. And that onboarding call, which was set up by Connie, but that onboarding call will also introduce the school to the Worldchefs team, and also introduce them to the benefits of Worldchefs. There are many, as you know, Anand, there are many benefits that schools, can avail of, from our Feed the Planet webinars, the Sustainability and Education Program, all the other programs that we have as well, including then obviously opportunities to maybe visit or even participate in global culinary competitions, like the Culinary Olympics, which takes place in February. And then we also then have our biannual Congress, World Congress, which next year takes place in Singapore, and which always proves to be a very successful event, and it brings thousands of chefs and culinary professionals and hospitality professionals together. where, you know, we discuss, you know, issues that are important to what's going on in the world, how, you know, how do we make it a better place to work, and so on and so forth. So, you know, I think it's important that we can kind of use all this. There's a lot of, if you think about it collectively, there's a massive amount of knowledge out here in the world that, you know, it would be great if we could kind of harness it and bring it in, and, you know, make it, because our young chefs, they're our future, you know, they're our future. So we need to make sure that, you know, whatever we do, you know, we do it for them, and also we do it for, obviously, for the customers as well. It's important.
Exactly. And John, I think there's a question from Mercy in the Q&A.
Let me look and see. Okay, where are you, Mercy? Why would I close that down? Okay, my name is here. How can I make the school in my home country to a Worldchefs certificate? Yeah, well, okay. The first thing I'll say to you, Mercy, is thank you for your question. And to answer your question, I presume you're looking for, if I've got this right, you're looking to become a certification center. So as we've already explained in the webinar, you first of all need to become an approved school by Worldchefs, and to follow that process, you need to complete an application form, provide the relevant information within the sections of the application form, send that forward, and then if you're approved, you then pay a fee, an annual fee. Once that annual fee is being paid, then you will then be invited onto an onboarding call, as I mentioned earlier on, and then you can then, once that has happened, you can then proceed to the next step, which is to have your programs mapped. Once your programs have been successfully mapped, then you can then start to issue badges. So we can co-issue through ourselves, that badges will be issued to your school. And then you would then become a Worldchefs Certification Center. That's the status that you will be given. So I hope that answers your question. And then Doom Kim has to say, how have to application pays fee for your fee? Yes, you pay for this is to Jahum, who was asking the question about the fee for the school. Yes, so it's an annual fee of €1,200 per year, and it's also important to remember that that fee also covers your mapping process, which is all covered, and then the annual review that's done every year, that's all covered in your annual fee as well, of the €1,200. So I hope that answers the question for the people. Don't think there's anything else. How is our poll going? Okay, so we're at, okay, so 44% said yes to the first question, 56% say no. It's quite tight, actually. They're both the same, actually. That's amazing. 44% and 56%. So highly likely 56%. That's great. Well, hopefully we'll get some more applications coming through on our system. I don't think there's anything else. I'm just wondering, is there any more questions coming through? We still have chat here. Yes, I see that. Thank you, Connie, for doing that. That's grand. So Connie has just sent out to everyone. She has just sent you out the link for the recognized school, so you can take a look at that. And, you know, if you have any questions, go to the help section. And indeed, if you can't find your answer there, please do send us an email, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. So I'm just thinking here. See, that's all I think. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay.
And I just want to mention a few ways that you can get in touch with us if you have any questions. You can go to the contact page on Worldchef websites. It's worldchefs.org/contact us, and then you'll be able to fill out a form. Let us know if you have any questions to this or in general, and we'll get back to you. You can also access our FAQ page, where we have a list of questions which we've already answered. So you can try to see if there's a question that that's already answered there. So feel free to visit that. It's worldchefs.org/FAQ.
And then I suppose the other thing, Hanan, to say is that if any of the participants have missed anything, or if they want to kind of need a recap, they can view this. This will be uploaded onto our website later on. And
exactly.
So people can look at this again and, you know.
Yes, so this recording will be uploaded on Worldchefs TV page. You can go to worldchefs.org again and then /TV. You can find that under the About section on our website as well. And you will have access to this recording just in case you missed it for any reason. So yeah, we will send you that.
Great. Okay, I'm not sure if there doesn't seem to be any more questions coming in, no? No, it doesn't look like Q&A.
There is a question that just
here's one here.
Michael.
Okay, sorry. So Michael from Mauritius. Okay, I am a chef in bakery and pastry. Actually, okay. Okay, this is an interesting one. Okay, so the criteria at the moment is that the school must be in operation for a minimum of 2 years. So if Michael, and I'm not sure if I'm picking this up here, if your school is already in operation for the past 2 years, yes, absolutely, we would welcome an application from you, and we certainly would look at it and consider it. So if does that answer your question? I think I got an answer live on that. I think I am. Okay, I've answered it. I think that's, yeah, more or less answered, yeah. Okay. No, there's anything else there anymore coming in? No, there's Q&A. Okay, so those questions seem to be happy with those answers. So, yeah. Do you want to wait a few moments, or what do you want to do? I think we might be. Will we see? Yeah. I think we're finished at this stage, are we? And
yeah, I don't see any more questions.
Questions coming in. No, me either. I don't see other.
I just see there's one more question from Michael and another one from Duhon Kim as well.
Okay.
2 more questions.
So this is Michael Louise. Okay, thank you. Yeah, how can I apply for my school, please? Okay, will we just if you click on the link that Connie has just sent, and then you follow the steps there, then it'll tell you what to do. You just keep following each step, and it's straightforward. Just create an account. Yeah, you should create an account. Yeah. So Connie's going to answer the question. Okay, great. And I think that's cool. Okay.
And once again, you can, if you have any further questions, go to our website, go to the contact us page.
Yeah.
Feel free to ask any questions. We'll be answering those there. I don't think we have any more questions in Q&A or the chat. John.
No, I don't think so either. I think that's yeah. So I suppose we could just thank everyone for participating, and I hope you found it of interest, and that what we've explained is has been easy to understand. And as Anand has already mentioned, if you need more information, or if you're unsure about something, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer any questions. So just want to thank yourselves, the participants, and also then to thank Connie in the background, and Isla, who were there, and yourself and Anand as well, for putting the presentation together, and also your work on the actual platform. So it definitely is, as you said yourself, we've always wanted to make it an easy user experience, and I think we've done that. So it's a good job from everyone, I think, So I think with that in mind, we'd just like to say thank you all once again, and we hope to hear from you soon. Okay, so thank you and take care, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.